But a good update as always from our CEO. Let's start going over then what he brought to the table. He did say when he came on, he said he welcomed everybody. Hello for being here. And he said tax day is coming. And he said, I think I qualify for a salary increase, he says, because $3.75 an hour certainly doesn't pay the bills anymore. What does that mean? Tax day coming? For those that didn't know, April the 5th, guys, is the end of the financial year, and is when tax returns have to be put in. Yay! Everyone loves April the 5th. OnPassive is no different. They are a registered company and their returns have to go in and tax has to be paid. The same as our business within OnPassive, we have to pay our taxes on any monies earned through OnPassive. Exactly the same. Wherever you pay your taxes across the globe, you have to declare your income from OnPassive. It is a legal, legitimate company, and it is our responsibility to pay our tax. OnPassive has made it easy for us, though. Why? Because we will get a yearly statement with our earnings, etc., so that it'd be very easy to do it. Andrew Colhern, my good friend, how are you? And thank you so much for your super sticker. Very, very kind. Also, he went on and said he's just got a really good session with his team. He normally talks to his guys in the early hours for the States, so 3 a.m. through to when we saw him at 6 a.m. Because that is a good time for India and or Dubai and Singapore. All those time zones, that is a great time for them, either mid-morning or going into the afternoon. So we had a really good session with them, and they were talking about things coming up, and they were dissecting all of the elements of OCONNECT and what is coming in the coming weeks. He said it really is remarkable what we are seeing. He's extremely proud of everybody for what they have created, and they're going to fine tune what is going on, but we should see some historic creations, and some of those he estimates, and it is an estimate, to see some of these by April the 18th. You'll be able to see these updates. We're never going to run out, by the way, he said, of how we're going to update things with the good ideas. Having these meetings on OCONNECT, as you saw, were a fantastic session because we were giving feedback of certain things that we might like to see there, and any sort of glitches. Now, obviously, that first glitch or thing that we saw going on was people being able to get on to that panel directly using the ID number. But it was great that he was on there, and it's good that he takes the suggestions on board so that he can relay it to his team. What else did he say? He said just ahead of this session, they are so confident that what is coming now, it's going to exceed whatever is out on the market at this moment. I personally believe, and I mentioned this just before Ash was coming on, that OCONNECT as it is at the moment is far superior to any other video conferencing platform out there. Now, please do not confuse a video conferencing platform to a streaming platform. There is a huge difference. A video conferencing platform has a lot more about it, more features, and it is specifically designed to do conferences and webinars, whereas a streaming platform is a few people where you are directly streaming to another place. Webinars are completely designed differently, and if you are making like for like comparison of video conferencing platforms, then you need to be comparing it with like any meetings, Zoom, and the one from Cisco as well. You know, these are ones not like StreamYard. That's a streaming platform, not a webinar conference, video conferencing platform. Anyway, I diversify. I apologize. He also said, I don't think you have to argue with me or criticize as far as the charges and payments we are making, or what we pay already for OCONNECT. We paid a very small amount of money for it way back for some of us in September, and from that day we have been using it completely for free. He said the big hit has been coming from the company itself. We want you to enjoy OCONNECT, but it really is costing the company an awful lot of money. And what you have right now is worth $5,000 a month, because if you make that comparison of any video marketing conferencing solutions that's out there at the moment with that capacity of 10,000 people, then you're going to be paying more than $5,000. I know what it costs for 10,000 capacity for Zoom, for instance, and it is more than $5,000, and that is on a monthly basis. So what we're getting really is good value for money at the moment, and the whole reason that the company are giving it is because they do not want us to go out of pocket or to not have OCONNECT to use. He also mentioned that around about 2,000 webinars are done every single day now on the OCONNECT platform. Now, that on its own is an amazing feat. If you look back at other video conferencing platforms to when they first started, within their first year of how many sessions per day they had, go and have a look at the analytics of it and make that little bit of a comparison. And I'm going to say Zoom again. It really was only the pandemic that saw the massive increase in the users of Zoom. Why? Because at the time it was the easiest to function for people to be able to get their head around how it all works. But as I said to Mufareh on 360, if you want to blow your mind a little bit about how easy OCONNECT is to use compared to others, go and search on YouTube about Zoom, about how to get started with Zoom, or how to use the functions of Zoom, any of these types of questions, and stick it into the search engine of YouTube. The top videos that have been viewed there, I mean, millions of people have asked for help on how to do it. And this is why I believe that OCONNECT is going to be head and shoulders from a user point of view than any of the others, because it really is very, very easy to set up a webinar and to also put all those details in. So fantastic, and kudos to the tech team for making it so easy. So he said we have been extending this OCONNECT for a few months now, for 6 months. He says it's not wise for the company. We just have our way of thinking, and we pledge to clear steps in this way. We have a principle to stick to and to keep our word. Costs for us is one thing, but we give it as a gift to you so that you can enjoy it. I mean, what a lovely and fantastic gesture from the company that they are doing that for the users. They are taking the hit themselves whilst we are clearing things from behind the scenes, and they are making sure that the user is not the one that is going to suffer because of it. It's costing them an awful lot of money. And when I mean an awful lot of money, I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars here. I'm talking about millions. That is the kind of money that it is costing them at the moment. Also, he said, you will see we have a report that is provided for you, and this is at the moment on the lists of OMail. If you noticed, one of the things that is going to be available to you is it's a names of lists and OMails that at the end of a session you can bring up, and it will tell you the participants of that webinar. It's going to have in the future, at the moment, the names and the full name and the OMail, but it's also going to have address, duration, the activities, any that they have done within the session itself, IP address as well is going to be there, and much more things as well. This has been done in the background and worked on. And it's not going to be free forever, by the way, this part. But for you guys out there for now, it is. We also going to have, which was music to my ears for so many people, we are going to have smaller packages available for OCONNECT. He said this is obviously to be in line with webinar hosting platforms that are out there at the moment. This is 10,000 capacity, and there is going to be different pricings for different packages. So we'll look forward to receiving that when we have more information about it. He said we've got great assurances that OCONNECT will be a historical game changer within the video conferencing platform. He also came on and said we have one little man-made bump in the road to complete, and once that is out the way, we have great news for you. He did allude a little bit to when this is going to be happening. He didn't say any dates because obviously he's learned that lesson about giving dates, but he did allude to say that it's going to be within this month. So we'll wait and see for that to see if that transpires or not. But absolutely, I say it time and time again. Everything in business, it's not an easy task to give dates or to give perspective of dates, because sometimes things don't always go to plan. But we'll wait and see. But hopefully it will come out as he says. He said, I am fired up with the latest updates, and we are doing this 100% because of the cause. And what is that cause? Do it or die. He said, stay close, very close. He said to your back offices, you are part of something really, really promising. And we have had our challenges. Basically, he said it's been like a war, but we are in the mindset of do it or die. And he said, OCONNECT is superior to anything created. We have small things that will make it smoother and even a greater and we are constantly improving. He went through quite a lot of these whilst we were on 360, and they are all user experiences to make it a lot easier to navigate, etc. The recap recording will be put up as soon as Marty can render it. This is going to be going out onto the majority of the YouTube channels, and you'll be able to get it there. He said, we are perfecting everything constantly as we go. He said, but what is coming? No date, but this month, he said, the best update so far of the year. We will be getting things untangled and on our way. Great news for everybody. He also said, just an FYI for your information, the speech-to-speech in Hindi is now around about 90% done. He said before it was around about 65, but we have now got a 90% accuracy for this. We are happy, and that should be over in different languages as well very shortly. He also said April the 8th, he said we're going to add options to choose camera resolutions. This is great news because obviously if you've got a higher quality camera on your device, you'll be able to change that resolution to choose different settings. Obviously, if your bandwidth is not so good, then the pixelation might be a little bit bad. You might have to damp it down a bit, but that will be an option coming on Monday, the 8th of April. He said the following Monday, so that's the Monday after that, which will be the 15th. The background, the artificial background that we have at the moment, he said, we'll be able to give you a selection prior to going live. So you'll be able to select, it'll come up, you'll be able to see what it looks like before you go live with it as a background. So fantastic news for that update and upgrade that they are doing. Also, right now, when you share a screen at the top right hand corner, we have a full screen option, and you can minimize it and it will give you an option via a drop down to be able to go full screen or hide the panel. He said the recording option will also allow everything to be captured and to give options to remove the menu at the bottom as well if you want to. He also mentioned then about the dashboard. He said soon there's going to be an instant webinar function. Sorry, not the dashboard at the bottom, the dashboard as setting up a webinar. That is your dashboard, sorry. The control panel is what you see on the actual webinar itself. He said we're going to have a one-click webinar function that you can share the link from the actual webinar to your audience, and these are the types of needs that the consumers are looking for, and we are going to make them available in the future. He said in conferencing mode is for a small group up to 100 people to speak as well. That's going to be available. He said also webinars is for larger groups of 100 or more. So if you can get your head around that if there's only going to be up to 100 people use conferences, if there's going to be more than 100 people going to attend, then use that webinar function. He said the native mobile app, and for people who don't know what the native mobile app is, I actually did a post about this on, I think, is either on my Facebook or on OnPassive Nation. But if you do put into Google what is native mobile on an app, okay, it will tell you exactly what that is. He said, and we are hopeful it will be ready by the end of the month. The basic difference is a native mobile is something that you download onto your phone, and I think the other one is something that comes off the cloud network, so you don't have to download it onto your device. He then said some countries, systems and educational departments, etc., had so many considerations to consider as far as our products and services are concerned. So we try to keep the system as simple as possible so that we can allow these requests and changes as we are moving forward. There's a lot more to OnPassive than just us as the users. When there is countries involved, when there is educational departments and big businesses and other systems involved, then everything has to be taken into consideration when designing any products and services, because even though the user is the end result of somebody using a product, when we are making them for other institutions, etc., we have to take all that into consideration. He said, and then give us a little bit of an update about what is going on as far as technology is concerned. He said the biggest race between companies and countries, etc., they are all racing towards one thing, and that is artificial intelligence. He said AI is not like electricity, where one design works for all. He said OnPassive is in that AI race with a more pure and no offense or harm to anyone. This is a rough battle, he said, because OnPassive is approaching the better design than other companies that are trying to use it for less appropriate customers. This always happens, guys, when you have big businesses and big countries involved, when they have literally the money that they can throw at it to take more control of that market share. We are doing it in a much more humane and ethical way, and really that will win in the long run. It might not win in the short run, but certainly I think the desire of the users and the people who are looking at AI now want it to be in a safe environment. Anyway, guys, that is the recap